Hey there guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about a TCG which I've kind of been following for the last year or so, but I've never got around to making a video about it yet, just because there were other videos that took priority. And that is the World of Warcraft trading card game. And the reason we're going to talk about it now is because a couple of weeks ago, Blizzard announced that they were ending the game. The World of Warcraft trading card game was first released in October 2006 with the Heroes of Azeroth set. From then, it seemed to just go from strength to strength, with the 21st set, Reign of Fire, being released in July 2013. The game was frequently listed amongst the most popular and best-selling card games. And for a while, I believe it was the fourth best-selling card game globally, behind only Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. When Reign of Fire was released, it was announced that it would contain reprints of all 60 loot cards from the 20 previous sets. The loot cards being the chase cards of this game, or the ultra rares, depending on how you want to view it. And then on August 23rd, not long after the set was released, it was announced by Blizzard that the reason for this was it was basically their farewell to the players, as there would be no further sets or promotional cards released, and all organised play tournaments would cease. Now, this is probably one of the biggest card games that's ever just stopped, especially while the game was still going strong. I mean, a lot of other trading card games don't even make it to 7 years, never mind still having a really strong player base and selling incredibly well after that time. So one thing that is going to be interesting is watching how the secondary market value on the cards is affected. Obviously any cards that were valuable because they were playable in tournaments are pretty much going to plummet in value. But it's the collectible cards which are going to be interesting. With the game no longer being released, are we going to see the collectible cards fall in value because not as many people are interested in the game? Or will we see them rise in value, either because players are moving to collecting, or collectors are now viewing them as a more limited commodity? It is something that's definitely going to be interesting to see. But in the sense of watching the secondary market value, it is kind of disappointing that Reign of Fire reprinted all of the ultra rares, as that too will affect the value, so we won't truly know how much is affected by that, and how much is affected by the game ending. But it's always going to be interesting to know what will happen to the value of the cards, just in case any other card games happen to end. So if Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic, or God forbid even Pokemon was to end, watching these secondary market values is going to help us know what will happen to the value of our cards. Another big announcement that was announced by Blizzard recently was that they were starting Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft, an online digital trading card game. Now, once they announced that the World of Warcraft trading card game was stopping, a lot of people said they'd seen it coming ever since they announced Hearthstone, with it seeming that Blizzard's just realised that if they could still make money by just selling the digital product rather than the actual physical cards, then they were going to do that. And I must admit, that does sound quite convincing, especially considering just how close the two announcements came to each other. But as a collector, we can look at both sides of things. Obviously, it is really disappointing to see such a popular and interesting looking card game just stop being made, and not have anything new produced for it. But on the other side, if you're a collector wanting to go into collecting the World of Warcraft TCG, you now know exactly what you're going to be looking for right from the start. There'll be no point where they can release something extra which will just surprise you, and suddenly you have to spend a lot more money than you initially thought. There's no need to keep up with new sets coming out, because in any TCG, one of the hard things about building sets is that a new set comes out every so often. With most card games, it's about every 3 months. So within a 3-month period, you have to obtain the new set, fully complete the new set, and then you have time to start going back and looking at all the sets, but only for the rest of that 3-month period, because then you start all over again with the new set. And obviously now with Warcraft, you don't have to worry about that. While I was keeping track of the World of Warcraft TCG, I haven't really played it, never really collected it, and I haven't even done as much research into it as I have with games such as Magic. But I am going to definitely try and get some future videos done on it. I'll maybe buy some products so we can have a look at it. I'll maybe see if I can source a checklist out there so I can see just exactly how many cards there are to be collected now that it is a finite, definite number. So that's all I really have to say on the game's cancellation. Even though I hadn't talked about the game before, I thought that it was big enough news that it warranted a video. If you were playing or collecting the World of Warcraft trading card game, just leave me a comment, let me know your thoughts on it, and let me know your experiences with the card game. And also anyone who's bought any of it before, let me know what would be a good product to buy, to just open up, take a look at, and basically review the game from. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions, just leave me a comment or email me at djgigabyte@live.co.uk. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.